Welcome back, Riverside, to another episode of ENN. On today's episode, we will cover campus news such as recent President's Inspection, as well as social events and upcoming holidays. Alongside, we will be covering past Riverside sports and current weather. And finally, we will get to see the creative side of our cadets as they share a parody of the hit TV show The Walking Dead. Catch all this and more on ENN.
Oh, Tonio!
This last Friday, Riverside held its annual and coveted President's Inspection. During the inspection, cadets will be evaluated on various criteria, including the immaculate presentation of their uniforms, the gleam of their shoes, the presentation of their shaves, and the neatness of their haircuts. Each aspect reflects the dedication and discipline instilled in our cadets as they strive for perfection in all they do. Colonel Prishevsky has some amazing words to say.
And I'm not very easy to please, right? Because my job is to make sure you get great education, get out of here on time. But this was a super performance. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to pick a day somewhere in the next few weeks of a Tuesday, a Wednesday, or a Thursday. We'll work the calendar. We're going to do a compressed schedule morning, a lunch, and then we're going to bring in stuff like food trucks, game trucks for an afternoon in casual clothes. Just have a good afternoon of fun together. Wind up with a really nice meal that day, and then get back at it the next morning. All right? Yeah, you deserve a half day of fun at least for that. Good meal in your bellies. And the downside of all of this is you set a really bad standard for next year's juniors because they're going to have to beat it as the leadership beat what you did this year. But this year's group of seniors and the NCOs, first sergeants and student sergeants, what they did this year was basically half of all of the errors that have ever been done in the last 6 years. That's a remarkable effort.
Standard across the board is significantly higher. We felt that when we went round, but I've seen the results and I've compared them to the archive data we've got. Every single company here significantly improved their scores. Every single company. That's an outstanding result. As a result, I'm going to revisit the rewards and the citations and the merits and all the rest of it, and I'll be republishing a new set of rewards, okay, which reflect the standard across the board being so good. Okay, that information will go out to tax and your company CEOs and key leaders, and they'll distribute it to you.
This year, Charlie Company clinched the top spot in the President's Inspection, boasting an impressive 68 gigs. Congratulations, Charlie Company, on this outstanding achievement. Next up, we'll be covering recent activities and community events in the castle. Let's catch up with Cadet Simpson to recap the past weeks.
What's up, Riverside? I'm Isaiah Simpson, and I'm here with the community news for this week. Last month, Brenau University entered an enrollment agreement with Riverside Preparatory Academy. Brenau will grant admission to 5 qualified Riverside graduates in each first-year class every year for the next 5 years. Cadets who want to join this program must apply. No fees will be charged towards the applicant if you are selected. Thank you, Brenau, for this great academic deal. In other news, a fundraiser has been set up to help a local World War II veteran travel to Normandy, France for the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. The fundraiser goal is set to $10,000 to send as many veterans as possible. They have only reached $600 as of February 9th. If you would like to help our vets, you can donate at foreveryoungvets.org. This past Saturday, March 9th, our own Horn Society attended United Way of Hall County's 75th anniversary Met Gala and served the attendees. They were able to complete 6 hours of community service. United Way of Hall County is a nonprofit organization that helps fund services such as health and education. They also provide financial stability to those in need. That's all for this episode of Community News. Back to you, Gio.
Riverside sports have had a major success in the past weeks. Let's go to Cadet Lambert with the Eagle sports coverage.
This past week, the tennis team had a clean sweep and first victory of the season against Lakeview. With a score of 5-0, the tennis team went out and took care of business against our hometown rivals. Please take the time to congratulate your Riverside Prep tennis players. The varsity team had their second victory against George Walton. This past week, with a score of 5-1, Cadet Majumber lost his singles match with a score of 6-1 and 6-0. Cadet Minor secured his win with a score of 6-4 and 6-0. And Cadet Emerson and Weinstein worked together to get the win with a score of 6-2 and 6-0 in their couples game. Keep up the good work, guys. This last weekend, the drill team competed at Discovery High School for the region qualifier to go to state. Only the top 3 teams from each category go on to represent their school at the state meet. The drill team competed in 4 of these categories and finished in top 3 in armed squad, unarmed squad, and armed platoon. The drill team placed first in the armed squad with Cadet Bozeman leading the team. Cadet Willis guided the team to second place in the armed platoon. And in the unarmed squad, Cadet Cavalry led the team to a 3rd place. This team will be representing Riverside at the state meet on March 23rd. Cadets, make sure to congratulate them on their victory. Congratulations, and make sure to come back with a win. The baseball team found the first win of the season this past week against Cross Keys with a score of 16-0. Cadets Wilson, Dixon, and Orso helped the team a lot for their first win. Sadly, this week, with their back-to-back game against Atlanta Jewish Academy, the baseball team lost 15-13 and 2-15. Lastly, the JV soccer team lost to Flowery Branch with a score of 2-0. The varsity team went in strong, but it was not enough, and lost to Flowery Branch 5-2, with Cadets Jalkanov and Kashim Bukhar scoring. The varsity team faced against United Homeschoolers. Sadly, they lost 5-0. In the same week, the soccer team lost against Lanier Christian with a score of 3-1, with Cadet Lambert trying to make it close into the game in the last minutes. Even with the 3 losses in a row, the soccer managed to focus and win against Banks County this past week with a score of 6-1. Cadet Long, Dara, Jalkanov, Safar scoring 1 goal. Meanwhile, Kashim Bukhar took care of business, scoring 2 goals. This past Monday, the varsity sneaked in away with another victory against Commerce High School, with Cadets Perryman, Jalkanov, Dara, Long, Solis, Lambert scoring 1 goals. Cadet Kashim still keeping up the good work, scoring 3 goals. Congratulations. This is all for your sports. This is Juan Jose Lambert. Back to you, Gia.
Coming up, we get to sit down with the yearbook manager, Mrs. Chelsea May, to see what goes into writing and developing the annual yearbook. Riverside's yearbook can be special to many and can be difficult to get right. Here's Cadet Sorrells with the complete update.
What does yearbook staff work on?
Well, the yearbook staff works on taking pictures, designing the pages. First off, they start with selecting what do they want the theme of the year to be, and then they go off of that, of what do we want from the fonts, from the colors, from what order they want the pages. It really is laying out the absolute breakdown of what they want the yearbook outcome to be.
What are some interesting things about the yearbook staff people may not know?
I think a lot of people don't realize that we treat the yearbook almost as a marketing tool. When we teach yearbook, it's almost as if a business class. It's more than just taking pictures and designing them on the page. It's writing professional emails, it's requesting interviews, it is having a conference meeting, and learning the professional in and outs of communicating, not just in the school, but with outside companies, such as our professional photographers that we get.
What are your plans for the future of the yearbook and yearbook staff?
Well, I'm hoping, because this year it was mostly actually all a senior class, I'm hoping to get some of the younger grades involved, even perhaps have a middle school yearbook. That way it's a training process of learning. That way by the time they get to senior year, it's absolutely done. And my hopes is next year we'll have at least 1 junior on the staff. That way that person is sort of the designated go-to editor-in-chief, who is the head of the staff their senior year. That way it's not so much everyone having to learn the same things. There will always be someone who has built experience from the past generations.
What caused you to join the yearbook staff?
Yearbook is an interesting idea. I've noticed that art teachers and English teachers are usually the ones that work on it because it deals with things that we're familiar with, theme, telling a story, just not in a traditional way. So seeing it as a way of telling the story of the school of the past and future really connects to just the goals of an English teacher in general.
Creativity is a strong aspect here in the Academy and is encouraged throughout the art departments. Many of our cadets are able to express their creative skills in many different ways, whether it be art, music, and even film. Cadet Harrington and his team were able to show off their creative skills by turning hit TV show The Walking Dead into their very own parody, The Marching Dead. Enjoy. Over the last couple of weeks, numerous alumni and parents gave back to their beloved alma mater. Riverside Giving Day is a period of time when alumni and parents are encouraged to donate and help fund Riverside sports, clubs, and departments. For this year's Giving Day, over 100 people gave back to the Academy. From the ENN crew, we give a huge thank you to all that donated and helped support our Academy's cadets. Cadets, the fourth quarter has finally started, meaning only 9 more weeks until graduation. Make sure to stay on track academically and keep up with the good grades. That's all for this episode of ENN. Make sure to tune back for next episode as we'll be covering near holidays and upcoming Riverside events. I'm Gio Tomazini, and we'll see you next time on ENN.